approaching Motherwell.
If they're aspiring to be players, they're seeing the setup and getting to mingle with people. They see the park every time they're coming in, and then they go up to the training, up to the changing room. I think it's brilliant.
So you play as Motherwell?
Yeah, my little girl was under 11.
So would you like to be professional footballers one day?
Yeah, hopefully the ladies' football will become more popular and that they will get the same amount of money as men do.
And do you think that will happen?
Yeah. I'll make it. If more ladies want to play football, yeah.
Get your bags and say it, Gordon, right?
Yes, sir. I never brought a jacket.
Now, everyone take 5 steps backwards.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
When you're passing the ball, make sure you've got enough on it so it reaches the player. Get us take a touch if you need to. We don't want sloppy passing.
Motherwell started, they wanted to have some corporate members so you could take some people there, and I thought that would be a good thing to do. So, but all the marketing was run from London. The British Steel head office was London. They came back and they sent me these brochures about Rangers. On the front of them was a picture of Graham Souness, who was the manager, because I was the works director from 1985 to 1989. And I thought, Rangers? And they come back and said, yeah, great idea to do this corporate thing, but really Rangers are a much bigger club. They get more worldwide publicity. Would rather you did it there. I said, no. I said, I can see the kind of floodlights at Fir Park out of my office window. I mean, it's here. I said, people here support Motherwell.
Here once in 25 years. I've never come near it.
Is it a good memory, or do you have good memories from here?
Oh yeah.
Very much so, yeah.
Great place.
A lot of good memories.
Great place. I would say every family in this area had a connection to this place. Every family.
And my brother and my father both worked in here.
Is that what the main building was?
That was the main office.
That was the office block, wasn't it?
The security was here. I mean,
That's right.
Yeah, right there.
And the clock and out station was there too.
We were lucky. There was thousands of people here, never worked again.
They were millionaires for a year. And after that, the Motherwell and Wisher went downhill. And they still haven't recovered. Everybody supported somebody, didn't they? Because of where it is, a lot of Motherwell supporters were here. That's what I still see. Molly, loads of other guys. That's how we kept in touch, wasn't it? So we going to see the football. We still do. It sort of bonds you together, you know what I mean?
You will find us at the park, the home of football. Of the steelmen we are proud, sing the praises long and loud. We will follow them wherever they may go. Up the well we will shout, as the jails and celts we rout. We've the spirit and the skill to sing and reeling. Far and amber colours through, far ahead of green and blue. They'll remember Motherwell for many a day. There's a couple of pictures.
So I grew up in Motherwell all my life.
I suppose I lived a few streets away from the stadium, so I didn't really have much choice, especially when my grandfather and my dad and all his brothers were going to Fir Park every single week. For me, it's important to support your hometown and your local community, and for everyone to buy into that, and hopefully the model that you can see now at the football club through fan ownership really replicates that as well. You know, there is a real sense of community amongst Motherwell. It's almost security, you know, and if something like the Steelworks was owned by the people, then potentially it might still be up and running just now. But maybe that's one of the reasons why people in Motherwell are buying into fan ownership. You have to look around the town centre, and a lot of the shops are closing down, and to have something that still brings so much pride to the town and community, ring-fenced with that security that is owned by the people that it means so much to, is maybe one of the reasons why it's going to be a success, and why that we're going to keep fighting and making sure that the Welsh society works. When Rangers went through a bit of a tough time there, and they were trying to automatically get Rangers back into the top league, a lot of the clubs made that decision off their own back from the boardroom, but Motherwell put that to the Welsh Society. The Welsh Society voted for Rangers to stay back down, you know, and make their way up through the system rather than an automatic pass. Because you wouldn't give another team in the third division an automatic pass. So to know that you can make these decisions are almost in your hands is really important for me as well. We're never going to be a support where we expect to, because we're members of the Welsh Society, we can then walk into the boardroom and sack the manager when he's not performing. That there's a realistic expectation of what fan ownership means. But to know that your voices are listened to, and to know that there's a platform there, for me that's very, very important.
As soon as I knew that this flat was available, I thought I need to have this one. Then I'm actually right next to Fir Park. My first ever fully signed Motherwell shirt. It was one of our special shirts the football club brought out, which was the 125th anniversary of Motherwell Football Club. And then I've got a picture which I saw in the Motherwell shop, which is actually pretty close to where I'm sitting at. So whenever I'm doing my work, I always got Fir Park. The kit man Alan, who was still at the football club by the way, he actually took me up on that Saturday morning. I was able to lay down the shirt for the teams coming in, put the football boots down there and the socks and the shorts and everything, and lay everything out. The players walked out and then started waving to the fans, and I just basically did the same. I walked out and I was waving to the fans. It was incredible. I mean, I thoroughly, that's one of my best footballing experiences I've ever had, and all, as I said, all thanks to Motherwell Football Club. The moment Motherwell Football Club decided to go into fan ownership, I immediately knew I'm going to invest in that one, and I can be part of putting Motherwell Football Club into a healthy position, not relying on any people that spend money into the football club like those big billionaires, but get the club back to the people and have them support their own team.
Most people, they don't have friends that sit on the board of their football club. So how does that make you feel?
Tom's just an honest guy, and he's Motherwell through and through. If he makes mistakes, he'll be honest mistakes. There'll be no other, I don't know what the word is, there'll be no other motive. He's not got a motive. The motive's to run Motherwell Football Club.
Yeah, just looking at the trophies here, and there's one or two local ones here, the Lanarkshire Cup that's kind of here, but more importantly there's some big trophies that the club kind of won way back in the 20s and the 30s, when I think we were very much one of the earlier clubs to go as far as kind of Spain, South America. Went to Spain and beat teams like Barcelona and Real Madrid. You know, went to South America, not too sure who they played out in South America, but we went to these places and we came back to trophies, and that just lets you see the kind of history of this club and how far we go back and how good we were away back then, and continue to be quite good now. The Welsh Society members appoint their directors to act on their behalf. Two of the directors of the Well Society, being myself and Douglas Dickey, also sit on the club board. So that's a connection from the Well Society being 76 or 70% owners of the club, through the Well Society board, who have 7 members at present, and we're just in the throes of increasing that to 9, all appointed by the members themselves. That's got another 3 strands to over and above the football club, and the other 3 strands being the Well Society ourselves, being the owners, the majority shareholders of the club now, and our community trust, and also the academy. And our academy is the lifeblood for our future. The society will always support the academy and the community trust as much as they possibly can. If the club is profitable, there will never be any funds distributed to shareholders or to anyone else in any shape or form at all. It will all be reinvested in the club in some shape or form, either in the infrastructure here or the players or the staff or whatever else.
At the end of last season, we announced that we actually taken on 6 of the youth academy players into our first team. So we're going to be part of our first team squad. They're not going to outplay, obviously, but they will be part of the first team setup, which for us as a football club is very, very, very important. Those academy kids, they represent Motherwell's community for us. So that's an important message that we want to bring across to the parents as well, that we support those kids and we want them to be part of Motherwell Football Club, and they can see there is a real chance to become a professional football player. If you bring them up through the youth academy, the only badge they see is the Motherwell badge, and therefore it will be, hopefully I would like to think, it will be the team that they support as well. Coming through the ranks yourself, yes. Right? Can you? I mean, how much do you connect with those players? I mean, I've seen you like 10 minutes ago with all those kids.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're old enough to remember you playing for them. Maybe some of them. You must have a special connection to most of these guys, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah. It was tough to get to know. We've got close to 150 kids here. I know what's required. I know that step from being an academy player to being a full-time player to being a professional. I know the jumps, and I know how the things I can put in place to prepare these kids for it. But first and foremost, they need to come and enjoy it. Taking these kids, that sometimes come from very little. They come from a tough background, and we give them a platform to go and showcase themselves where they might not have had it before. 8 of the boys come in the summer there. I think 6 of them are local boys. 4 of them have followed our season. 4 of the boys are season ticket holders. So it's massive. They know what it means. Starting 11 for Motherwell, being academy players, that would be a dream for me.
What was it? Tell me. Tell me.
Taste, different ingredients, variety.
Oh, sweet. I'll take that.
So you get rice, naan, poppadoms, mango chocolate.
So anybody else hungry?
All I need is calories. Overall calories in each meal. I'm going to go through. So, John, yours is a standard fish and chips.
Standard fish and chips.
Large fish and chips from the chip shop.
Right.
That's it. I asked now is we're going to keep with the 4 meals, but I want you to come up with some alternatives to each meal.
I'm alright with those.
Don't change anything. Don't change. I want you to think of alternatives for the actual meal itself.
Because that's fish and potatoes.
Okay. So swap the chips for veg. We'll say that. Yeah.
I feel a lot better about my Saturdays now.
Ready? Right. 3, 2, 1, let's go.
In the stadium, absolutely. It's marvellous to come here and actually be close to the team. I could potentially had quite high, serious blood pressure, which Alan took. That's the chap that runs the course. The first week, yeah. So I was already on a blood pressure tablet, and I've got type 2 diabetes. Actually, the levels were such that I could have caused myself problems if I hadn't gone to see my nurse at that point, which I wouldn't have done automatically. So now I'm on a proper blood pressure tablet, which hopefully would save me having any troubles in the future, and I can still participate in the course. Alan keeps a wee eye on to make sure nothing awry goes on. Stopped using it for a few years.
And so you wouldn't have really found out about that had you not come?
I would not have found out about it, at least not for a long time, if I hadn't came, yes.
So you're glad you did?
So I'm glad I did, yes.
I always say a lot of it is about sort of changing your attitude to food and to fitness and things like that. I knew I had to do something about both eating and fitness, and this is a really good way of giving it a kind of focus to build it around, and guys who are in the same position, and we're all trying to do the same thing. And we learn a lot from the course and the material that Alan gives us, but we also learn a lot from each other. I know people just come in and say, I did this the other day and it was really good. Well, I might go and try that as well.
Good goal. It extends my opportunity to play football because you don't know where you are at 55. You think that's the end, you play the odd game with your kids. But this has opened a new door. There's one at boys, 72, and that's my benchmark now. And fantastic to think in the next 15 years I can still put a strip on and play at a level that I'll know will not get embarrassed. So it's great, it's a fantastic opportunity for me and for anybody at my stage in life. I think first and foremost is to get yourself, stretch your legs and still go in a football park. No matter what age you are, football's football. Score a goal at 55 is the same as 25 or 15. So that's still there, but for sure the byproduct, we go into the stadium, have a coffee and a cup of tea and have a chat and have a social gathering, go wee events, start meeting new friends. I mean, that's massive. Maybe not even identify it yet, but it is massive. There's nobody outshining anybody else because everybody gets opportunity to be included in the game.
I've had a major operation on my knee. They took the cartilage away my left knee and my hip's giving me problems on my right knee. So, but put some deep heat on, a couple of paracetamol and I'm ready to go.
Finally, George.
This is a lifeline for people of my age. I'm 67. Banter with the chaps and just playing. It's just good to touch the ball and be part of a team,
Before I came homeless, I wasn't aware of all the opportunities that exist for people who are coming off addictions like alcohol, drugs, coming out of prison, people who are isolated in the community. These people, when they've got nowhere to turn to, nowhere to speak to, they need something like football. It's up to you. If you want to change your life, you can, and there's no better way of doing it than getting involved in sport. Football, be it any sport, but football was my thing. It's always been my life anyway. I'm still involved in it in an organisation capacity, and my life at the moment, compared to 4 years ago, has turned a full circle. I was only interested in myself. I was only interested in my coping mechanism with any problems that I had was turning to alcohol. And believe me, that's not the answer. When you've got something to focus on, the hardest thing about it is getting up in the morning. But once you get out there and you're on the pitch, even if you're doing classroom work, theory stuff, you're still getting your head going and you're getting away from your always mundane stuff and your bad habits. And it's getting you involved in new things. Come and get involved, doesn't matter how old you are. Come and get involved, you'll love it. Even for the over 50s, you've got the walking football facility. The ones under 50, we've got the Street Soccer Scotland, and there's all sorts of things going on. You've got football fans in training, which Motherwell Community Trust run through. Get involved in it, you'll soon get into it, and believe me, it'll be a better way of life for you all round.
Basically the guy who introduced him here to Motherwell. So I was surprised that he really did the big step to come here and living in Scotland.
The fact that he didn't know anybody before
yeah, it's a big move. But you know, it paid out for him.
Yeah, I think so.
Out of all the places that you've played, can you believe you chose Motherwell? You know, you've been to Japan, you've been to Fulham, you've been to even Edinburgh, but out of all the places, it's Motherwell.
You know, your heart takes, or your heart actually decides whether you stay here or not, and that's what happened to him.
Right, good to see you though.
No change there, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, hey, did you recognise me?
Yeah.
The best
you've looked.
Oh,
The best
fine, how are you? Hey,
Good.
You're Scottish, are you not?
Yeah.
How can you have a colour? How can you have a tan? How can you have a tan? You're brown than me.
Golf.
I think it's aufwärmen.
First of all, thanks a lot for coming this week, and a welcome home for a lot of the exiles. I know some of you have travelled from really far distances. It's great to have you home. It's great to have had your support, and we're going to have Ali Maxwell, club legend, needs no introduction. He's on his way, Exiles Club Ambassador, to meet all you. And I've also got this man here, another club legend, Dirk Lemon, who's also a Welsh Society member who's supported us. We've got this that I'm sure a few of you have missed for a while, so help yourself to that.
My name's Ken Rowley, or Kenny as my friends up here would know me. I used to live in Muirhouse Avenue, started supporting Motherwell 50 years ago, so I'm sorry to say, but I'm now 57. I moved down to live in England when I was 22. Really proud to be a Welsh Society member, make my little contribution, which feels quite insignificant, but you do feel like you're part of something that's really important. I know that we're up to about 2,600 members now. It seems to be growing steadily, and obviously the more big games that we win and cup finals that we get into, the more people that are going to be interested in it. And I felt really proud actually there just now when we saw the team away, and there must have been about 500 children jumping up and down singing the old Motherwell songs that I sung sitting on that terrace 40 odd years ago, and it's nice to see the new generation, and hopefully they'll buy into the Welsh Society in decades to come and be part of something that's a real community thing to be proud of.
Not one of them knew who I was. This club is probably one of the best family clubs you'll ever find. I've been at Dundee United, which has a good family relationship. I've been at other clubs that just don't have that family type atmosphere. This club has it in abundance, all the way from the board of directors down to all the people that support the club. It's just a great feeling when you come here, and you always know somebody. You feel as though they're your friends. You feel as though they're your family. It's really important that the fans feel as though they're connected to the club. In a lot of professional clubs, the fans don't have a say. The fans don't have any input in what goes on. And I truly believe that being part of the Welsh Society gives the fans the right to have a say, be part of the club, feel as though they actually mean something to the club. The way modern day game is going, it's all about business, and they tend to forget the fans. And I think this way the fans will always be involved, the fans will always have a say, and I think that's how it should be.
A midweek game. Motherwell beat Celtic 8-0. That's the biggest score against Celtic ever. 36.
19 canteen.
I think that goes back as far, does it? The fixture's not down.
1930. Oh, that's right, Eddie.
I can remember things back to the 40s, 50s concerning football. But where other things just don't know.
Straight back over your head?
No, I went to put it over a wire and it jammed and run down the back.
That book was a boon.
That's a smashing book.
Do you enjoy being the quizmaster?
Yeah, yeah, I do.
What do you enjoy about it?
Yeah.
What do you enjoy about it?
Enjoy about it. Oh, enjoying a good bit of banter. Which footballer has scored the most goals at World Cup finals?
Closer.
Who said closer?
He was close enough.
You're in the book again.
I was thinking of Ronaldo. Bit closer.
It's been wonderful to me. It's getting my mind working. Maybe it sounds silly, but I can relate better through a quiz, through a question. I can talk to them, discuss things. Marvellous. If I get the company back, I'm quite happy at that. I'm not looking for anything. If I can get the company as I've got now with this group, I'm quite happy.
Where me and my true love will never meet again on your bonny banks of Loch Lomond.
Thanks very much, everybody.
Join in? Yes, anytime.
Sure.
Yeah. This is an open session.
I think I said to you, I was
just over there. Street Soccer Scotland, it's like people think it's just homeless, but what this session is for people that are isolated, that are lonely, that may be new to the area, they don't know anyone, or they just want a break. They might work from home and want a break. We have an hour out here, and then at the end we go up into the Cooper stand where there's teas, coffees, drinks, soft drinks. And we all come. They come in the boxes, have biscuits, and it's a social, because sometimes for some of the isolated people, that is just as important as the football part.
Possibly even more important,
Absolutely. Right? This club's not just about 3 o'clock on Saturday. For us, it's about the whole week. It's about we tell people we're a community club, but we have to demonstrate. We've built up, I believe, a very good relationship with Well Society this year. How do we develop that further so that Well Society, when they're talking to their members, they can say, this is what we do for you with your money, this is what Motherwell Football Club does. It is our club, and that is the hashtag that we use, but it absolutely is. And it means so much to people. It's grassroots, it's all about people taking part, but they're representing, they've got this badge on their chest, it's representing Motherwell.